Hey guys, Rich here. On his Friday show, Dan Bongino played a video of Joe Rogan's podcast where a guy was talking to him about how they watched a lion who was being stalked by a pack of wolves go on to kill a bunch of deer or other animals and left them there for the wolves to eat. The point was the lion wanted to do his own destruction of his prey, but he wanted to be left alone. So he left small bits of destruction for the weaker party that was chasing him around. Bongino came up with a brilliant comparison between the Democrats and the Republicans in America. You're going to want to hear this. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So I want you to watch this clip of Bongino as he plays a piece by Joe Rogan, and then we'll talk about it. It's almost 3 minutes long, but I promise you it will not be a waste of your time.
Joe and I both came to the same conclusion, but got two different ideas out of this thing completely. But I want you to watch this video. Rogan's interviewing this guy, Joe Rogan, about cougars and wolves and how they hunt and kill and lazy wolves. And I want you, after you're done, to say to yourself, how does this describe perfectly the situation we're in with the broken Republican Party right now? Check this out.
The lions are so much more successful at killing than the wolves that the wolves just become somewhat lazy, and they'll get in these little packs and they'll literally find a big tom and they'll just follow him. And so what this cat is doing is scientists have observed him killing deer, and he'll literally kill and cache deer and sheep so that when the wolves find his caches, the wolves will eat, and so then he can go and eat in peace himself.
Wow, so he doesn't get with by the wolves.
Yeah.
So he's leaving them food.
He's leaving them food, which is why the ranchers thought, because they're like, he killed a deer and he didn't do anything with it. He just killed a deer. And so they're like, no, he killed a deer. And it was funny because when we tracked him that day, he brought us to 9 kill sites that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's literally doing that while you're chasing him, saying, look, just eat this, leave me the alone.
Yeah.
So as you're tracking him, he's tracking you past spots, hoping that you take his cash and leave him alone.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, folks, I had a revelatory moment.
You did.
I mean, a road to Damascus conversion. I'm like, this is the GOP. Think of the country as the prey. We're being preyed on, right? We're the sheep out there. I know you're not, but just roll with me we're the sheep being preyed on by our government right now. The people doing most of the destruction of the prey are the Democrats, and the Democrats just want to be left alone. So they prefer lazy wolves like the establishment GOP, like the George W. Bush wing. You know, don't create a lot of controversy. Don't get into culture wars. Don't really fight for too much stuff. You know, talk about tax cuts once in a while, but don't ever mention controversial stuff like abortion and guns. Those are only for you Cretan hunters. Don't ever mention any of it. Be the lazy wolves. Just follow along. We'll leave you a carcass once in a while. You can scoop it up. You can lick the blood, eat the entrails, whatever you'd like to do. We'll leave it. You don't have to actually hunt yourself. We'll destroy the prey, the country for you. You can just be lazy and follow us along. Come along, roll around. You don't ever have to do any killing yourself. Don't you worry. But don't you dare go out there and start doing like your own hunting or stuff, or we'll have to get rid of you guys too.
So in other words, the Republicans have been acting like the cowardly vultures who move in and take over after all the work, the evil work has already been done. So how is he wrong? How is Bongino missing the mark? He's not. The first thing I thought about was my own congressman from Pennsylvania, Brian Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is a registered Republican, I think. But when he runs for re-election, he puts up these big, almost billboard-sized signs. Wait, here's his website. Ready? This isn't one of the signs he puts up, but it's signs like this saying ranked #1 most bipartisan in entire nation for 3 consecutive years. And he's proud of that. He thinks that's just great publicity. You might say, but Rich, the Democrats, didn't they steal the state in 2020? I mean, Fetterman and 2022? I mean, so it's now a blue state and he has to be that way, right? Brian Fitzpatrick was a rhino long before the Democrats stole Pennsylvania. And what does most bipartisan person inside Congress for 3 consecutive years mean? It means he votes with the Democrats and against liberty more than the other way around. Now, check this out. In his liberty score, he got a 26%. When you were in school and you brought home a test and you scored 26 out of 100, would you brag to your parents that you were voted most congenial in the whole school? By contrast, here's Jim Jordan's. Jordan gets a 94%. I'm telling you, the people in Ohio should be proud and feel very fortunate to have him. And Pennsylvania should feel the exact opposite with guys like Brian Fitzpatrick. The point that Bongino was making, and I wholeheartedly agree, is that for decades now, the Democrats have been trying to kill our country with death by 1,000 Marxist cuts. And the Republicans have done little to nothing to stop them. It's like the Democrats are driving 100 miles per hour off of a cliff financially, and the Republicans are doing the same thing, only at the speed limit. When Democrats are in charge, they do real harm to our country and to our people. Just think of the last 4 years. But even when the Republicans are in charge, it seems that the Democrats always get their way and they get what they want anyway. It just may not be as harsh and vicious as it was when the Democrats were in charge, but nonetheless, the Republicans are not a wall blocking Marxist bullshit. The Republicans are more like a wet wall of cardboard boxes. Our southern border is so out of control. I did a video yesterday that the CBP is reporting that since Joe Biden took office in January of 2021, they have allowed over 10 million illegal migrants into our country, and the Republicans have done little to nothing to stop them. The Constitution gives the Congress the power over immigration. It's under Article 1, Section 8, otherwise known as the enumerated powers of Congress. And in it, it lists, it says that the Congress has the power to establish an uniform rule of naturalization. That means only the Congress has the power to create laws about immigration. The Republicans have been in charge of the House of Representatives since January. It's now almost November, and they have done nothing to stop the stem of illegals coming in. Oh, they bitch and they gripe, but they don't use the power that is given to them by you and me, the voters. I just showed you that the Constitution gives the Congress the power over immigration. The Biden administration is directly violating the laws we have on immigration that the Congress has passed. The executive branch is supposed to execute the laws of the land. That's why it's called the executive branch. Duh. You might say, but Rich, what can they do? The Senate is run by the Democrats, and they love what Joe Biden is doing. And all that's true, but the Democrats love to get reelected as well. The Republicans should start acting like the Democrats in that they should pass bills that we know will be strictly down partisan lines, but they should pass bills to stop the Biden administration from having an open border, and they should start kicking the 10 million out who don't belong here because they didn't come in legally. Look, if it was known that the illegals that come over the border every single day voted overwhelmingly Republican, the Democrats would be catapulting them across the Rio Grande 24/7. And you know it. And they should act like Democrats and go on every television camera they can find and shame the fuck out of Chuck Schumer into going with their bill in the Senate. They should shame Chuck Schumer by pointing out that New York has been torn apart by the influx of illegals that are coming over our border thanks to his party. They should shame every Democrat in the country every minute of the day until the problem is solved. But they won't. Won't do it. Because they are lazy wolves, allowing the lions to do all the dirty work. And they play with the scraps that are left behind for them. All right. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share our videos with like-minded friends. Stay informed, stay vigilant. Always remember to read between the lines and those lies. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
I'm all alone in this ghost town. And truth be told, it's cold and profound. Yeah, I'm all alone inside this home with no one else around. And it feels as though I'll never be found.